Hello friends, welcome to SharePoint Specialization course, Taking a Career Leap. So here we are going to understand what is this course about, what is its significance in our career path, and what are the training methodologies that we are going to use in this course, and how all this is going to help us in shaping up our career path. So our aim is to provide you a rich learning experience with practical, hands-on and case study based approach from different industries. Needless to say, given your focus towards career development, this program will provide you enough insights that will take you to the next step in your career, either in your current workplace or in a role that is separate from your current role in your organization or outside your organization. So let's try to understand why we learn this topic. What is the need of learning this topic, or how it is going to help us? So when we are defining our career, any individual should keep three things in mind at least: one's own career objective, the market trend, and the top skills, that is the skills in demand. And SharePoint fits the bill perfectly here. If we search for social networking portals, or if we search for job sites, we will find at any point of time across different countries, different locations, we have plenty of jobs available in SharePoint, because this SharePoint is the market leader and it's one of the hottest skills in demand. For example, if I search for LinkedIn with SharePoint as a keyword, at any point of time there are at least more than 15,000, 20,000 jobs posted over past 1 week. The roles could be around SharePoint development, administration, or SharePoint analyst, SharePoint architect, and so on. So definitely we are in the right place, that this is one of the top skills at the moment. Over the last decade the demand has been growing, and if we can learn this particular subject and use it, definitely we will grow further in our career. So let's try to understand what is SharePoint. SharePoint is an enterprise level platform, it's from Microsoft, to develop solutions for collaboration and enterprise content management. So to understand what is enterprise content management or collaboration concepts, what are these? Now if we try to understand the business dynamics, the market has been changing from localization to globalization of business. Business is now spread all across the globe, over the continents, over the countries and time zones, and people are working together for a common goal. Say for example, someone in Australia has to work with his or her counterparts in European region. Now there has to be a mechanism, there has to be a platform that will bring them together, and SharePoint comes to rescue here. It helps people to coordinate amongst each other and thus achieve business goals. So let's try to understand who uses it. Rather, I would ask who not. Every organization, profit, non-profit, every business house is using some or other collaboration tools, and SharePoint being the market leader, it's used across worldwide, be it a telecom industry, banking sector, pharmaceutical industry, insurance segment, or travel segment. It can be used by project teams, operational teams. Say for example, in a publishing industry, authoring groups can use this as a platform for a collaborative authoring, and so on. So when we are talking so much about the word collaboration, what is this? So it said that no collaboration, no growth. That means in order to grow, in order to achieve business results, you must collaborate with each other, you must collaborate with your counterparts, you must collaborate with your stakeholders, vendors, and business partners. So collaboration is all about two or more people working together towards a common goal. Without collaboration, what will happen? it's going to be a very chaotic situation. So it's like you are doing something and your counterparts in Canada is not aware of what's happening. There is a chance of duplication of work. There would not be any sync up between different teams and they keep on working in silos. And if they collaborate, that will result into business success. That will result into a win-win situation. So you chat with your teammate, you share content with them, you share a document with your team, and you achieve the concept of this coordination or collaboration, and that is how it leads to success in any project or engagement. So what is that we are going to learn as part of this course? Definitely we are going to discuss a lot more on the collaboration concepts, on the document management concepts over the period of time. So in the interest of the time, right now I'm going to tell you about what all we are going to learn here. So first thing that we are going to learn is fundamentals. How end users or the business users use this platform. What is the role of a functional administrator or a SharePoint analyst? How SharePoint analyst helps developing business solutions using SharePoint features. A technical administrator who takes care of backend things, who takes care of infrastructure well-being, thus maintaining a healthy environment for the end users to use the product, to use the platform. Then we'll try to understand the basics of architecting based on which the complete setup is being run. As over the period of time your business users will keep on demanding more features, more functionalities, your SharePoint developers will contribute there by developing new features. And some of the advanced topics like migration, integration with other tools like, say for example, a reporting server, or say another reporting tool like, say, ClickView. We will discuss some of the topics, how in real time SharePoint is integrated with many other solutions, and so on. So once you finish this course, what is your role going to be and who all you are going to work with? We must understand that as part of SharePoint team, we may start with a role as a beginner. We can be a developer, we may be an SharePoint analyst, or we may land into an admin role. Slowly over a period of time, we may elevate ourselves to SharePoint specialist in specific areas, let's say like SharePoint search specialist, or SharePoint business functionality development specialist, or workflow specialist, and so on. Or we may go into roles like architect roles as well. And are we going to work alone? No. We are going to work with other different teams like the database administrator team, the Active Directory team, server teams, network infrastructure teams, and so on. Because the SharePoint platform, which is hosted, is dependent on a lot of other infrastructures apart from the SharePoint. And we are going to work in a collaborative environment with other teams. So what are the prerequisites for this? If you ask me, I would say, if you know basic Windows admin or preliminary database concepts, little idea on the web applications, how they work, or an overview of business industry, if you are aware of, that will be really helpful. But nothing to worry, we will cover them as well in initial 1 or 2 topics to give you an idea how things really work in a real-time scenario. Going ahead, let's try to explore the course curriculum. So this is a course curriculum. What we discussed in the previous slide is about what are the major things that we cover in this course. In the fundamentals, we understand what is the collaboration concept or content management concept, or you talk about business process or records management concept. We understand SharePoint structure and we map that to the organization structure, because no platform, no tool, no software should stand on its own without mapping to an organization structure. So when implemented, it should be in alignment with what the organization structure is. We will discuss here various concepts around site navigation, document operations, collaboration features, searching, sharing and publishing features, and many more. Similarly, under functional administration, we'll try to understand managing permissions at document library level or document level or at a site level. Different types of settings. How do we manage a list, library and site? These terms may be a little bit new for you, but as we go ahead we'll explore it more. Workflow management. How do we design a workflow that will solve a particular problem in business scenario? There could be a number of processes that are done manually right now, or there could be a number of scenarios where business users who are working over emails using actual worksheets and so on. Now if we can automate that using the workflow solution in SharePoint, it will save a lot of time. So we will try to understand different scenarios and how we can develop a workflow in SharePoint. Then as a functional administrator, we should be able to administer the site we are responsible for, we are an owner of, or we must be able to understand site collection, which is a group of sites. We should be able to understand the features that are enabled and what solutions that we need to develop for our end users. If I come to the area of technical administration, it's about managing the web applications, service applications, performance of the system, backup and restore, PowerShell commands, security concepts, and many more. These are the backend jobs that are very much necessary to keep the SharePoint environment very stable. Going ahead, we will also understand architecting. That will include logical architecture, physical architecture with reference from Microsoft defined guidelines, hardware and software requirements for a SharePoint setup, installation steps in case we are setting it up on-premise or we are taking a subscription from SharePoint Online or Office 365. Then we look into a little bit of search architecture, the concepts of like load balancing, disaster recovery, failover concepts and so on. In architecting, we may not be able to see all the concepts practically considering the limitations of a training environment, but we will understand the topic enough so that when given a chance we will be able to explore it fully. On the development side, we'll try to understand the concepts of farm and sandbox solutions, how development have evolved over time, what is SharePoint app model or add-in, how we develop an add-in, what are the list and library, how they can be developed in a studio, server-side object model, client-side object model, business connectivity services, then a little bit on the branding and theming of using master pages and so on. Then a few advanced concepts like say migration concepts, integration with other systems, advanced workflows using Nintex and K2, SharePoint, how it works with JavaScript and so on, what are the possibilities, what are the opportunities when we use JavaScript and other JavaScript libraries, what kind of customizations that we can do with SharePoint Designer and so on. So this course is going to be broadly based on these concepts. This can be custom made and tailor made based on the time we have available, based on the specific requirement that we have. And as we go further, let's try to understand what would be the training methodology. First of all, the schedule will be around say 40 hours of training, which can be tailor-made on a fast-paced weekend course or a regular weekdays course. And we will have course progression sheet where we'll track the progress of the course. What are the advantages of this particular course? It will be a hands-on course, so you should be able to play around with the platform, with the sites, with the related toolset and technologies at the end of the course. You are ready to market to understand what is expected out of a SharePoint professional. You will understand the industry perspective. You will get to know how it is used in the industry and how you can take up a role in any specific industry a role that is specific to SharePoint, be it admin or development or whatever. Here the course is being provided by highly experienced faculty who have exposure to multiple industries, and one of the main advantages that will be a study group that will perform. A study group that will form, the group will work together for various exercises, for various case studies. It will help the individuals to brainstorm and contribute towards their project. So the day-to-day classes will be imparted through web conferencing tools like WebEx or GoToMeeting. We will have live and recorded sessions. Then case study driven sessions. It will be a case study driven sessions. We'll take some examples from different industries and try to recreate them on a class to class basis. There will be exercises and study groups who will perform those exercises. That will give a hands-on experience. Help with interview questions. Throughout the course, we will discuss various interview questions that are most frequently you will face with. Then commonly occurring business scenarios. When you work in a SharePoint role tomorrow, this course, the takeaway from this course is going to help you understand the business scenarios. What could be a scenario tomorrow? So we'll use plenty of examples of that. And then we will use some pre and post reading materials in terms of say slides deck or Word document, which you can use to prepare yourself before the class, or after the class you can read through, then come back to the next class with your doubts and so on. This is going to be a very interactive session, very much it will be mostly based on discussions between the faculty and the students. Okay, going ahead, what are the tools and technologies that we may learn here? So we may look into the Office 365 option, like we can use SharePoint Online. There are many other Word Online, PowerPoint Online. We may not go into all the Office tools, but we'll use SharePoint Online as part of O365 package. We'll understand the admin center in Office 365. Then we'll look into the central admin based technical administration if we have an on-premise or local organization based setup. We'll try to use SharePoint Designer for various customization and workflow development concepts, and we'll use Visual Studio to the extent wherever we need to develop some solutions, and many other tools, because it's a browser based tool. Many other tools, and like say we'll use say PowerShell, we may use InfoPath for various solutions development. So thank you, and we hope this gives you a good idea of what is this course is going to be about. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us, and we'll be happy to answer your queries. Thank you so much.